Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 5, Episode 12, DJI Mini 3, all the latest. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. We're going to be joined a little bit later in the broadcast by Ron. Marcus is on his way home from Las Vegas. He got to spend some time with family and also got a chance to visit his parents' grave site. You probably saw in there, and that was a very moving experience. And Marcus, our sympathies again to you. I know exactly where you're coming from. Just a side note, this Sunday afternoon, we're going to be having a celebration of life service for my father-in-law, David Masters. Appreciate your thoughts and prayers on that. I've been working hard at putting a slideshow video presentation together, and I hope it honors him well. And I hate to say I'm looking forward to it, but I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of the family and sharing some great thoughts and memories of my incredible father-in-law. So, but again, appreciate all your thoughts and prayers. Want to welcome everybody in the chat tonight. I'm sorry I didn't get on sooner. Just been very busy, burning the candle at both ends, so to speak. Drone Shots is here. Matt Bagwell is here. Leonard Oglesby, Mr. Stephen Ewing. Thank you again, always, sir. Special shout out to you for the efforts that you make to watch our broadcast. We genuinely appreciate you watching us. Flying Flynn Media. Let's see who else is here. Eric Kimball. Lauren is here. Welcome, Lauren. Hal 9000. Dr. Ted, welcome. Dr. Ted. Let's see who else we have. Paul Thomas, welcome. Paul Akarasho, welcome. Let's see who else we have here. Drone Views Media is in. Fly Guy Merrill. Michael Wright, welcome, my friend. Just running through the list here. Jose Luna, welcome, Jose. Eric Kimball, welcome. Quadcopters and Tech, welcome, my friend. How are you? Uncle Bill's Toys, welcome. And all right, okay, I think we got everybody. Wow, great list here. Okay, we got a lot to talk about tonight, and Ron's going to join us, like I said, at the bottom of the hour to talk about that. The first thing that I do want to talk about tonight is the drone meetups coming in April the 1st, April the 2nd is right around the corner. Valerie and I are very much looking forward to it. It's going to be like our first kind of vacay that we've had in a while. And it'll come at a good time for both of us because she's pouring her heart and soul right now into making sure her father's celebration of life service is a success. So again, please remember us in your thoughts and prayers for that and that it goes well. But we're looking forward to this. We're going to have a great time there. Last I heard, I did listen to I did watch a pretty good portion of Drone Nation last night. I know Ray Kelly was on. Wanted to have Ray on tonight, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a hold of him. But wanted to make sure that you guys are all aware of this. There's at least 50 plus people that will be coming down here. It's going to be a great time. I'm personally looking forward to meeting Marcus. I've never met Marcus in person, met Ron in person, and Susan, his wife, and Valerie and I had a great time with them a couple of years ago. So we're looking forward to getting reacquainted with them and getting to meet Marcus and his wife, Sarah. That should be fun. And everybody else out there. It's going to be looking forward to meeting Ray, looking forward to meeting Johnny, looking forward to meeting Matt. It's just going to be a blast. We're going to have a great time there. Ray's got some great things lined up for us. I know Mark Fisher is going to be doing some doing a little class on editing, which is always good. And that's always a good thing because there's always tips and tricks that are good to know. And I know Mark does a great job at that. So Mark, looking forward to meeting you as well. That should be fun. Weather's been great down here in Florida, just to let you guys know. It was 89 today. I had to run out and do some errands after work, and it was 89. So weather is great. The wind is finally starting to die down, which is awesome because March is a very windy month in the state of Florida. It's just crazy here, but the wind is starting to die down during the day, which is wonderful. The temperatures are great. Humidity's low, and that's always welcome down here in Florida because June, July, and August, look out. Okay, it's horrible. But Ray's got a lot of great excuse me. Ray's got a lot of great things lined up. Mark's going to be making a presentation. I think he's going to have someone from the Army there and talk about drones. That's going to be fantastic. So if you guys are, if you're on the bubble and thinking about doing it, we weren't able to get at the hotel that Ray had recommended. We got one about a little bit down the road from there on, still on the main drag. Got some great rates. So again, you know, it's going to be nice. It's only about a 3-hour trip for us, probably maybe even a little bit less. You know, just looking forward to a nice drive, getting a chance. This will be the first time my 2021 Highlander has gotten a road trip. I mean, we've just done local trips the whole time we've had it. I've barely cracked 5,000 miles because I work from home. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So again, that's coming up. We're going to be there on April the 1st. I know Captain Ray said something about a meet and greet, and there's going to be just a lot of fun coming out. We're going to be leaving Sunday morning after we get up and have some breakfast. Obviously, you know, we need to get back and get ready for work. And a lot of you guys are in the retired mode. I got 1 year and several months to go on that score. So that's, you know, that's coming up for me. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Got to get some things taken care of before that happens though. So, all right, drone meetups coming up, and we're looking forward to it. And Captain Ray, we're looking forward to all you have prepared for us. And I know it's just going to be a great time there. I can't tell you guys enough how much we're looking forward to it. Okay. Insta360 ONE RS. Guys, I'm going to bring up an article. And again, all the articles from Drone DJ been posted in Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group and Facebook page. And any video clips that I referenced tonight are also posted on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group and Facebook page, just to let you guys know that, so you can reference them there. Okay. All right. Let's get this article up here. All right. Insta360 unveils versatile lens swapping ONE RS action camera. Okay. Now, obviously, I can't show you the video here, but you know, you can see this part swaps out. Okay. The battery is in the red part right here from what I was doing some reading, and the lens are swappable. You could see that. And obviously that's the viewfinder here. And from everything I've read, it said you could do live streaming as long as you have a webcam. So that's going to be real interesting to see how all that works. The first is active HDR for action sports, which permits the ONE S, in contrast to other action cameras needing static use to limit ghosting effects, to automatically stabilize video with the user in full movement. That active HDR mode, Insta360 says, minimizes ghosting while revealing greater detail and highlights of the shadows that rival action cameras often miss. The second 4K boost mode is 6K widescreen, which takes full advantage of the 48 megapixel sensor to produce ultra high resolution 6K footage with a classic 2.35 to 1 ratio for cinematic widescreen look. The ONE RS's two other swappable lenses are the previously released 5.7K 360 lens that enables a wide range of creative possibilities thanks in part to invisible selfie stick effect and 360 reframing. The camera's Leica co-engineered 1-inch wide-angle lens, meanwhile, provides better low-light performance at 5.3K, 30 frames per second with its 1-inch sensor. And again, I encourage you guys to go ahead and watch that video. Their proprietary flow state stabilization is provided through the ONE S's new core hardware, with the enhanced stabilization ensured the camera itself during filming. Users can quickly share wide-angle content to social media without having to process it first in the Insta360 app. The accompanying quick reader accessory, meanwhile, sidesteps Wi-Fi transferring. Once it's plugged into ONE RS, files are saved on the SD card for immediate editing on the user's smartphone. That's a great feature. Company says the new action camera will also double the 360 live streaming device by using the Insta360 app as well as a webcam when connected to a computer. Other improvements touted include an additional mic for sharper audio, 50% faster Wi-Fi for easy mobile file transfers, and instant zoom function for digital close-ups up to 2.7x while recording videos, and a quick menu for easy access to preset shooting modes. Okay, and there it is. Let's see. The pricing on this is the twin edition with 4K boost lens and 360 lens for $549, a 4K edition upgrade for customers using the previous wide-angle action cam setup that retails for $299, and a 1-inch edition costing $549.99. And there it is. And you guys can go ahead. I strongly encourage you to watch that video. It's a very good video. And I'm anxious. The pricing on this is good. I think DJI was trying to kind of mimic this and copy this with their Action 2. And unfortunately, I don't think they came up to par with this. I think it was, I don't want to call it a failure, but it really wasn't a success for DJI with the Action 2. They have some, they got some issues with that Action 2 camera. But this looks intriguing. The price is relatively good on this. Insta360 makes some great products. I'm going to be getting one of their smaller self-contained ones to use with my radio control vehicles. So we'll be taking a look at that coming up and seeing. So that's going to be fun for me. But these are available. These are on sale right now. If you guys are interested, definitely check this out. I think Insta360 has a great series of cameras, a great lineup, and they're innovative. And that's something I would highly encourage you guys to go ahead and take a look at. I did not want to go there. So let's go ahead and stop. We're gonna be looking at that here in a minute. Okay. Now, what do I want to find here? Okay. I'm looking for something here. All right. Sorry about that. I'm trying to find this and get this typed in here for you. Now, our good friends from Hubsan today. Okay. Now, if you've subscribed to them on their YouTube channel, they posted a video today. They posted a video of their new drone. Their new drone is called the Night King. Okay. Now I'm going to show you just, again, I have the actual video posted out to Bill a Drone Reviewer Facebook group and Facebook page, but I'm going to go ahead and share that with you. And then an article from back in October from Drone DJ, which was great. So let's go ahead and share that right now here. Okay. And it said omnidirectional obstacle sensing, Hubsan new product. Okay. The Night King starting at $12.99. Forward obstacle sensing, right obstacle sensing, upward obstacle sensing, backward obstacle sensing, left obstacle sensing, downward obstacle sensing. I mean, they could have said 360, but we're talking about Hubsan here. So let's go ahead and put this article up. Hubsan says its new $12.99 drone will be beyond your imagination. And here's what it looks like. That looks like a very involved camera right there. For Hubsan, the new Hubsan drone beyond your imagination. That's the tagline. Hubsan is using to tease the forthcoming product, claims is a tribute to video studio workers. Drone manufacturers already dropped the teaser video below, highlighting this new offering will provide a handheld shooting effect, capturing 1080p video at 30 frames per second. From the effects observed in the video, it seems like Hubsan is equipping the drone with a larger sensor than many other drones, like a 4/3 sensor. The drone maker is indeed able to deliver an M4/3 sensor with a $1,200 price tag. That would be very exciting. Most mid-range drones have traditionally featured a 1-inch CMOS sensor. A larger sensor size would give videography enthusiasts better performance through superior low-light capability and a wider dynamic range. Interestingly, the Mavic 3 is expected to feature 2 cameras, primary being a 20-megapixel, and we all know what that is. Okay. Tribute to Video Studio. Okay. In the meantime, the patent authorization for the new Hubsan product is also dropped in China, providing a detailed look into the drone design. It appears the drone is equipped with 6 sets of visual sensors to provide 360 obstacle avoidance. Okay. All right. Yeah, this Hubsan Night King is going to be, it sounds like a great drone. Okay. But then again, we're talking Hubsan, guys. All right. I just, I know exactly what you're saying. Hang on a second here. Looks like we might be able to get Captain Ray Kelly in. So, and we're getting Maddie. Hey, Maddie, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Bill?
Good to see you tonight. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We're Ray's going to join us here in a minute. We're going to talk a little bit about the meetup because that's coming up here. And I don't know about you, but it's going to be my first real kind of vacation in a couple of years. So Valerie and I are just really on pins and needles looking forward to this.
It's a vacation for me too, except for the fact I only live an hour and a half away, but it's still, I mean, when you sleep in a different bed in a different city, it's considered a vacation.
Yeah. And that's, we didn't get rooms at the Hampton Inn. They were booked. So we're just down the road, just about 5 miles, found another one right on the same road. So good. Got a great deal. So through booking.com. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it's going to be fun to fly, but you know what? Let's be honest. Okay. For me anyway. And I know from talking to others who have been to Spin Up, it's not the flying the drones. It's meeting everybody. That's the big deal. I mean, heck, you and I can go out all day long and fly, where we live right now, and it's no big deal. But, it's just a little bit, it's a whole lot better when you're with like-minded people.
A little bit. We had a lot of problems last year. A lot of people were blaming the fact that they didn't fly on the wind, but I have a feeling even if there was no wind, I don't think anybody would have flown anyways. We spent more time. Bill, it almost felt like a family reunion.
Yeah,
it really did. And to be able to meet these people for the first time after spending years talking to them through the computer screen, it became realistic, and it was unreal. And we flew. Don't get me wrong, it was windy as hell, but we spent more time talking to each other than we did anything else.
And that's fantastic. And that's what it's about. It's like, it's great. And now, Ray's got some great things lined up, and I'm looking forward to that. And I know he's going to have Mark Fisher's going to be doing a presentation on editing, which is always welcome. And Mark's a great guy. Mark's a great cinematographer, videographer. He does a fantastic job, and I'm looking forward to meeting him. And he's going to have I think the U.S. Army's coming and making a presentation as well.
Yep.
So that's gonna be great. I mean, this is a great time. Plus, there's gonna be some giveaways. I'm gonna give away. I got some things I'm gonna be giving away to everybody. The first 25 that see me are gonna get something. So so I may run out, but it's gonna be fun. We're
gonna spend half the day giving stuff away.
And there he is.
We have that much.
How you doing, Ray?
Bill. Hey, how you doing, Bill? Thank you for the invite. Hey, Maddie.
You're welcome. We're just talking about April 1st is right around the corner. It's coming up.
I know. It's amazing. I mean, Maddie and I and the rest of the crew, we were planning it a year ago, and it's here. Yeah.
And I remember you guys, planning for the second meetup. I mean, right after the first one finished, you guys were already planning for this one. And, it's just like, and I was just telling Maddie, I said, Ray, Valerie and I, we haven't really been out for a couple of years. I mean, we've been doing stuff and everything, but we really haven't taken like a vacation in a good couple of years and everything. Cause moving, and then, most recently my father-in-law passing away, and it's just been a lot. So this is going to come right after we're having a celebration life service this weekend. And then the weekend after, we're just looking forward to it. We're just like, and this is the first time my car, listen to this. Okay. I have a 2021 Highlander. I have 5,000 miles on it. Okay. And I've had it since May. Okay. All right. It's almost a year old, but I don't, I work from home. So that's why there's not a lot of miles on the car. This is the first road trip we're going to have. So, I can't emphasize enough how much we're looking forward to this.
Well, I tell you, Bill, I'm not just saying it because we're running it, but you're going to have a great time. There's no doubt about it.
I have no doubt.
Ron and Marcus and everybody, all the crew. I call them the crew. And it's just so much fun meeting them and talking to them, and spending the day and sometimes 2 days. And I mean, Maddie and I, we had such a great time last year.
And Maddie and I were talking about that before you joined us, and about he said, even though everybody was blaming the wind, but last year, but everybody was having such a good time talking to each other. And I was just telling Maddie too. I said, you know what, you and I can go fly, and just do that at any time. But being around these other guys, you may want to put the sticks down for a few minutes and kibitz. I mean, there's nothing like that. I mean, this camaraderie that we have. I mean, it cuts across everything. Age, everything. And we're all like-minded, and that's just a wonderful thing. And the best thing about this is the memories that we're going to have and waiting till next year to be able to do it again.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I got the list right here. It would take me the whole hour to read off all the names.
That's a good problem.
Really, I'm honored that you're coming. You and Val, I'm looking forward to meeting you and flying with you, if we get the chance. And everybody else, too, that's coming. And the event would not be successful if the people did not come.
Obviously, yeah.
Maddie and I would have fun flying together.
We'll do it anyways.
But
no,
I know
you have put unbelievable amount of work into this, Ray, and and I know because I've done things like this before, and it's not easy. It's not easy planning events like this, and there's a lot of coordination, a lot of detail, a lot of phone calls. Just you need to do a lot, and I know already it's going to be a success because you do your homework ahead of time and you study for your test. You do well, and it's the same thing here, Ray. I know you've done tremendous amount of work, and I know it's going to pay off, and I'm just super excited for this opportunity.
Yeah, well, again, it's not just me. It's Maddie and Brad and Johnny and Bill. And everybody else was involved this year because, hey, there's Ron.
Hello,
How you
everyone.
doing, Ron?
Good.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hello, Matt. Hello, Ray. Bill.
Ron, I love your. Is that a green screen or are you out on your porch?
I took this right at the condos, like I don't know, shortly after I got here, and StreamYard has a new thing where you can just put that as your background. It would look even better if I had a green screen, but I do not have one.
No, it looks good. It really does. It looks great. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Bill.
Yes.
If you don't mind me switching over this to a drone conversation real quick. Lauren Donauer posted in the chats earlier that he found an issue with those firmware updates for the Air 2 and the Mini 2. I guess there was issues with he's telling people to format the SD card after the update because there are old bits being left on the SD card from the previous firmware.
Okay.
The way he explained it. And I don't know what the aftermath effect is, but him and Mike told me to say something about that because they were talking about that in chat. I don't know what it. I usually format my SD card after update anyways, but I'm not sure exactly what's wrong.
I never format my memory card after an update, but I'll give it a shot. I mean, I've had minor issues, Matt. I've flown the Mini three times with new firmware. First flight, I saw nothing wrong. Second flight, I saw the RC signal thing pop up, and on the third flight, I saw the pixelation that Chad B saw, but I've never seen the slow salads. I've never seen a gimbal issue, so there is something going on, but it's inconsistent on my 3 flights.
Yeah, he said it's causing blank screens and disconnects.
Yeah,
that's
I've not
scary.
seen that.
You get a blank screen. That's scary.
Marcus had disconnect, but I haven't. I haven't seen that in three flights.
Matt, thanks for calling my attention to that. Lauren, thank you for telling us about that. So, guys, make sure when you get to format your SD card. I mean, that's one of the things that Lauren is so spot on with a lot of these things because one of the other things that he advises, like when you get a new drone, is to do all your calibrations, and calibrate the controller as well too. And a lot of people don't think to do that, and it does make a difference. These calibrations, when you get a brand new drone, just go out there and do it right away, because it's just it makes a huge difference. I mean, I do the IMU calibration, I do everything after I get a new drone. It's just been a force of habit, and I got into that habit thanks to Lauren. I mean, he the big thing that he emphasized was also the controller and doing calibration on that, and it pays dividends when you do this kind of stuff. So, Lauren, again, thank you so much for that wonderful tip. One of the things that I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit tonight, before we get to the main topic, the Matrice camera. And, it's just, I just want to go over this here real, I'm going to bring up it on a website. So hang on a second here.
That's a sweet looking drone. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
I want one, and I don't even know what it does.
Yeah.
It's got so many different things to it. It's crazy.
Just thought Bill's going to bring his to the meetup so we can all.
Yes, I am.
That's an impressive piece of machinery, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. Okay. Realize something, we're talking, $9,000 to about $13,000 here.
Yep.
And I think one of the things that I wanted to emphasize to everybody about this is its portability is off the charts with this. And you can see in the promo video, it does show that, like when you go through here, it will start showing you some things about its portability. It's waterproof. It has this incredible docking system where it'll recharge itself and get ready to go within like 30 minutes. I think it's a pretty fast turnaround. And one of the big things, 41 minutes of flying time, 15 meters second wind resistance, service ceiling 7,000 meters, which is probably about 21,000 feet if I'm right. Usually meters about 3 feet, 23 meters a second. I don't know what the translation is, but this is the kind of drone here, and I think this is worthy of saying, because I've seen a lot of talk and a lot of people talking about this. This is not a cinematography drone. Okay.
No.
This is a drone that can be used for, number one, as you see right here, probably, for first responders, for fire and search and rescue. It's going to be used for industrial applications, inspecting gas lines, going into like, right here, right where I live, there's a power, Tampa Electric has a huge power station. Okay. And they go in and they have these drones go in and they inspect the towers in there. Okay. And it's going to be things like that. Inspect cell phone lines, electrical transmission lines, that type of thing. This is what this drone specifically be used for. So I know there's a lot of cowboys out there, that just have an extra 10 grand burning in their pocket, getting ready, just say, I don't know what to do with my money. I'm going to go out and get one. Well, this isn't the kind of drone. And, I'll also say this too. Okay. I believe this is only being sold through DJI Enterprise. So you can't go out on a website and buy this. You have to go to a dealership to buy this, or an online dealership to buy this. And you have to be, either corporation or a first responder to get something like this. What do you guys think about this?
It's impressive.
I think it's a very, very cool drone. Yeah, definitely.
Now, there's people out there that are going to buy it that have nothing to do with search and rescue. Somebody's going to buy it, but it's amazing how small it is. I watched some of the reviews on it, and you go from the full size Matrices that we're used to seeing, and now people are carrying this around with one hand.
Matt,
it's unreal.
People describe this as the Mavic 3 on steroids.
Yeah. I mean, it's got 24 sensors all the way around it. 24. I mean, it even has an FPV camera up at the top.
It really is. I think that Ron just said, Mavic 3 on steroids is very accurate, because that's what it looks like. It looks like a blown up version of a Mavic 3. It really does.
Well, Bill, that's a smart thing for the company to do. Why create a whole bunch of different, radically different body types if you could just take the same basic design and just enhance it for a better drone, but you still basically have the same basic design throughout a line.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense, Ron. Keeping that symmetrical and keeping the form factor the same, it makes using components from other drones and this drone, the swappability of parts and everything. It's very smart, and DJI is very forward thinking. They don't, like I said, Frank Wang's car doesn't have a rear view mirror. Okay. He's not looking back there because he's leading the pack, and he always leads the pack. And this is the reason why they come out with something like this. And, and you got to take a look. Now, if you remember the old and I'm going to go back a few years, DJI had a Matrice M600. Okay. This thing, okay, the arms on it, you needed, and I kid you not, and I saw one of them when I went down to Florida Drone Supply. You needed a pickup truck for this, okay? You had to disassemble it, have the body, and then the 6 arms, and put them on there on site, okay? And it was massive, but it did a great job. It handled some great payloads, but it was massive, and you needed a big vehicle to haul this around it. You can haul this around in the back of an SUV, no
Put
problem.
It in a backpack,
or in a backpack.
Pretty much.
They showed that. They showed you being able to do this.
Yep.
But you could drive in a compact car, right?
Yeah. You really.
I was talking to my neighbor, and he's a drone pilot for Florida Power and Light, and he was talking about this drone today, and they usually use the M300s, and he says that they have money set aside to buy those. He says now they're going to buy this drone.
Oh, this is huge for that kind of market. Huge.
What's the availability on this drone? When will the search and rescue people and power line inspectors, when will they be able to do it? They have to pre-order it now, or
I think it's already available, isn't it?
I think it's already available, if I'm not mistaken.
You can contact your dealership and put an order in. I'm sure.
Now I know Lauren posted in the chat last night that and correct me if I'm wrong, Lauren. I don't think he said they're not able to find it on the FCC database yet.
No, not yet.
And that's a mystery. Okay, that's a real mystery, because in order to be purchased in the United States, it has to be out there. So maybe that it's coming soon, that kind of thing. I think that's something that we'll be seeing coming up.
Now, you don't think this is any? You mentioned the FCC database, and this might not be known yet. Do you think that could be a reflection of all the problems we've been reading about with, certain bodies in the government and the DJI drones? Is it maybe being held back for?
No, because they can't.
Months ago
with the FCC, it's a completely separate entity, and it's based upon whether or not the drone passes their testing. And what they test here, and just for everybody. And if somebody hasn't been around or heard me mention that word, okay. One of the things, what that basically entails is anything that involves using radio waves in the United States, okay, has to get a label and be passed by the Federal Communication System, okay. Walkie-talkies, for example, my ham radios, for example, everything. And there's cell phones, everything, anything that uses any kind of communication protocol, Bluetooth protocol, anything that uses radio waves, it has to get passed by the FCC before it's allowed to be sold in the United States. And I'll just give a real minor example here. One of the things that there was the biggest hubbub about was these little Chinese radios. They're called Baofeng, okay? And they're ham radios. They're about $33. They look like walkie-talkies, but a lot of them, okay, you're only supposed to transmit at no more than 5 watts. A lot of them were transmitting at like 10 watts, okay, which is illegal, number one. And number two, okay, that's the kind of thing that can start, problems with you and start cooking some of your insides. Literally, I mean, seriously, that's why they really emphasize the low wattage in these things, because you're holding them up to your head, okay. Versus the desk stations, your antenna's outside, so you're not messing around with radio waves like that. So, but yeah, that's just in a nutshell. That they got pulled out as fast as you can shake a stick. So, but guys still work around because they buy them off of AliExpress or Banggood. They're for sale and can still get them and stuff. But anyway, I digress here a little bit. In conjunction with this, one of the other things that I wanted to talk about was the DJI RC Plus. Now, there was an article out today. which drones are compatible with DJI's new RC? I thought I had it up. All right, let's go ahead and share the screen here. All right, which drones are compatible with DJI's new RC Plus? And Russ from 51 Drones did a review on it. I don't know if you guys have seen that or not, but if you get a chance, watch it. Russ has a great channel and he does a great job. And it was great seeing this here. Now, alongside announcing the Matrice 30, the company also announced its RC Plus Enterprise controller. Find out below which drones are compatible with the RC Plus. It gives a lot of specs here. Which drones will work with it? Right now, only DJI Enterprise drones are compatible with the new RC Plus controller. However, that might change in the future. The RC Plus is DJI's new flagship enterprise controller, officially supporting the flagship M300 and new compact M30 drones. Small asterisk to that is M300 won't come with the RC Plus controller, but official support will come in the future. However, when purchasing the newer M30, the RC Plus will come in the box. There's no word if the RC Plus will gain support for the Mavic 2 or Phantom 4 enterprise versions either. When asked about the possible support for a Mavic 3, a DJI spokesperson told Drone DJ there are no current plans for Mavic compatibility, but we will monitor consumers' need and adjust based on consumer demand. Okay. All right. Including a future Inspire 3 may also work with the RC Plus. Okay. And here's a C-Lev with this. And I had this up here and this was real interesting. This WM630, that's for the Inspire 3. All right. Okay. So the whole thing about this, and I wanted to bring this point up, is the Inspire 3 will probably be here sooner rather than later. Okay, and this is going to be the controller on the Inspire 3. And what you're going to see with the Inspire 3, and I dropped this in the chat last night. I don't know if anybody picked it up last night or not, but it's going to be like the M30. Okay, it's still going to look like an Inspire, but it's going to be foldable like the M30. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But be prepared for it's gonna cost yourself. It's probably going to cost more than the M30. All right. You start to trick that out with some cameras and everything. It's probably going to have camera modules and options, and it's going to be expensive. So if you got $15K in spare change laying around, go for it. Have a good time. Okay. I still looked, and Inspire 2s are still out and available on DJI's website and on Best Buy's website. So they, it's still going there.
Hey, Mike, how you doing, Mike?
One of the things, I did talk a little bit about this before you guys joined tonight. Hubsan is coming out with a night drone. Okay, they call it the Night King, and there was an article from back in when was it? It was back in October, and it was out on Drone DJ. And let me go ahead and share this here real quick. And I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this. All right.
They're really good at copycatting other drones.
Yeah.
What that looks like, right?
That's what they do.
Does that look like to you guys?
Looks just like a Walkera Vitus. That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It really is.
If anybody's ever seen a Walkera,
I'm not going to be buying it. I'll tell you that right now.
Well,
you may win one at a drone meetup.
Yeah.
One of the things that I wanted to say about this is Hubsan's not really had a good track record as of late. 2021 was not very kind to them. All right. And here they are. They're coming out of the gate in 2022 with this new drone for $12.99. Okay.
But you got to give them credit. They don't give up.
No, they don't. They don't give up. That, Ron, that's probably about the only positive thing I can say in this instance right here. Okay. Hubsan does not give up. Okay. For me, all right, they would have to give me this drone for free. All right. I'll review it for them. I'll send it back if they want me to, but that's the only way I would ever get one is them send it to me and I'll review it. Because in Hubsan, if you're listening, I'm still open to that. I'll give you a fair and honest shake of this. I'm an objective reviewer, but you've had some history here. So, but I think this is kind of like an asterisk, a footnote. Hubsan's trying to get their foot in the door because we're going to be talking about the Mini 3 coming up here. They're just trying to make a little bit of noise to get a little bit of attention with this. But I'll tell you what, for $12.99, and with the track record they've had lately, it's going to be a hard sell.
Bill, what's the availability of the Night King right now?
It's not on, Ron. That's a great question.
Yeah.
I was out on their website today. Nothing. Zip.
Well, Bill, if I haven't looked, say, in the last day or two, but even the availability of their most recently released drone, the Hubsan Ace and Ace Plus, I mean, as far as I can tell, like, it doesn't seem like anybody in the U.S. has a drone, and there's no way to order that drone from a U.S.-based retailer like Amazon or Best Buy or Amazon BH4. I think if the only place you can probably order it is AliExpress, and even then, I don't know if there's, like, if you could order today and it would actually ship.
Yeah, and with this drone, okay. The reason I'm talking about this tonight, there was Hubsan put out a 38-second video on this today, and that's the whole reason that I brought this up and wanted to get this out there to everybody's attention, just in case, I want to make sure we're covering all bases, and people say we're all DJI fanboys, which we are, but we're drone fanboys. And
now, Bill, if this drone would actually turn out to be a winner, a Micro Four Thirds sensor on a $1,299 drone would be quite the price point win, Bill.
It really would. It really would, Ron. If it talks about incredible low light capability in the description of this, and if it would hold true, okay, this is one of this is one, and Ron and I have to owe a special thanks to Marcus, okay, because he talked us off the ledge when the Mini Pro was coming out and said, "Don't get this, guys." He said, "Don't get it," and I hit the cancel button as soon as he told me that, and I was so glad that I did. Okay, so glad that I did. All right.
I mean, why would you even take a chance? DJI drones are so good for the most part. Sure, there's some issues with firmware here and there and updates, but they are excellent drones. I mean, they're proven.
Yeah. Some people don't know. Some people aren't informed, and that's the problem.
And some people just hope beyond hope. A lot of people want a Mavic 3, but they don't want to pay the price of Mavic 3 cost, so they hope that they can get a cheaper Mavic 3 with this Hubsan Night King, and they don't realize that. We'll put it in baseball terms since Captain Ray had his tryout the other day. Their batting average isn't too good, Bill, right?
Nope.
I don't like Hubsan's batting average as of late. As Bill would say, Hubsan's still playing AAA ball.
They're playing, Ron. They're probably not even playing A ball. Okay, and we're DJI's in the major leagues. That's about where we're at with this. I want to spend some time talking about the Mini 3 here. Now, one of the things that I noticed last night, all right, is Lauren was talking about something that's imminent. Okay, and I think what's imminent is, and I was hoping we were going to get it today, was it being on the FCC database. Okay, that's the big thing, and I think that's the thing we're all kind of waiting on. I think that's going to be sooner rather than later. And I know a lot of you guys go out there who have looked successfully before for stuff and haven't been able to find it. I've gotten a lot of pings on that. Guys go out there daily and do due diligence to this, which is great, and it's still not out there yet. It still hasn't hit. But I think the one thing that I think we're all going to be aware of, and I know that our good friend up north shared it with us, is that the pricing on this is going to be north of what he had been telling us. It's not going to be $649. I think we're probably looking $675, $695 for a base package, guys. Do you think that?
Yeah.
Do you think that, first of all? And I got to ask you guys this question: is that something that's doable?
I think so. Yeah, it's a brand new drone, newer technology. It's a mini drone, as they say. People seem to like it, especially newcomers. So I think it's going to be a total success. I really do.
Lauren says $699 in chat, Bill.
Yep.
Okay.
Here's my question. I'll direct it to Captain Ray here. A lot of people bought the Mini 2, not because of the camera, not because of the range of this, that. They bought it because of the price point. They,
Exactly.
I think what was the first one was $399. The Mini 1, Mini 2 is $499. That the price point was the number one draw. They wanted a drone, they wanted a reliable drone, and they wanted that price point. Now, if you're a Mini 2 owner and $449 was your price point, will you be willing to pay $250 to upgrade? I think a lot of people that bought the Mini because the price point was their number one thing, they're going to stay with the Mini 2 because a lot of those people don't care that it will have a slightly better camera or that it may have front obstacle avoidance sensors. That, it's not that those people don't want those features, but the price is their number one issue here.
Agree.
I agree, Ron, with you.
I don't see much of a reason to upgrade, especially if the price point's that much more. But for somebody like me that sold my Mini 2 months ago, this is a no-brainer for me.
Right.
And I have the original Mini, the Mini 1, and not that it's a bad drone, not at all. I enjoy flying it. I flew it the other day out of here for a sunset flight, and but the Wi-Fi connection. It's the newer drone has OcuSync, right? And it's better. So
this one's gonna have O3. It's gonna for a fact it is. It's gonna have a better camera. It's gonna have obstacle avoidance. It's gonna have tracking and all that spotlight feature stuff. Yeah, this is a definite for me, and I haven't even seen it yet.
I'm gonna ask.
This is an interesting, probably release maybe DJI's ever had as far as we all saw the picture, the diagram with the smart controller and whatever, and we know a Mini 3 with smart controller is going to be over $1,000, minimum $1,000. So that probably won't be there. They probably will not only. They probably won't just release a model with the smart controller. So we're going to have two different models. So the big question is, what's the price difference between the models, and are there any feature differences between the models outside the controller? There's so many unanswered questions in this one that this will be a release.
I don't think it's going to be an actual smart controller. I think it's just going to be a telemetry screen, like a Fly app. That's it. I don't think you're going to be able to do much with it. HDMI outputs, you're not going to be able to run side apps. You're not going to be able to side load stuff. I think it's just going to be just a plain simple regular controller with a screen on it, like a 5-inch screen. It's not going to have full 1000-nit brightness, none of that crap. Just going to be strictly Fly app. That's it.
So a kind of a
dumbed down version. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I don't see them kicking over $1,000 for this combo, no matter what it is, because once you start stepping on the toes of the Air 2S, then you're in territory where you're like, why would I buy a Mini 3 when I could buy the Air 2S for the same price?
These are all good points, Matt. But I mean, like people say, if they're putting this screen, if they're upgrading this controller, it's got to add to the bottom line at some point. And
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I hope beyond hope that for $699, as Lauren just said, you get a Mini 3, you get a controller. It doesn't have to be a smart controller, a controller with the screen in that you don't have to use your phone, even if it's not 1,000 nits or whatever. If it's 500-600 nits or whatever, that would be a knockout. That would be a knock the rest of the competition dead product.
Absolutely.
Well, one of the things that it kind of reminds me of, the original Mavic Pro, it had that monochrome screen where, you got your telemetry on there, which I absolutely love that. And I was hoping against hope that DJI was going to carry it on with the Mavic 2, and they didn't. And I was really bummed about that because I thought, that was a really good thing to have that.
The Mavic 2 had a bill. It's the Mavic 3 that lost it.
Yeah.
The Mavic 2 standard controller had the telemetry too.
Yeah, you're right, Ron. I was hoping against hope that we would see it, but we didn't, and that really kind of bummed me out. I mean, I was really kind of bummed out by that. But with something like this, a dedicated Fly app, like Matt was saying, just not side loading anything, nothing, and it just works, okay, and it gives you what you need on there, all right, and keeping that price point the way it is, and I'm going to tell you this, guys, okay. For $699, if it includes something like that, that is a winner. That's something I would buy. If I was going out there looking for a drone right now and it had something like that, and I said, you know what? I won't have to use my phone with this.
Yes, it's a pleasure not have to use your phone.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, well, see, I'm a tablet guy, so it's different for me. I like the bigger screen. I really do. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I use my Fold. And see, the nice thing about using my Fold, it's really
you can do it two different ways.
Yeah, and I got to thank Mr. Stephen Ewing, because he has a Fold and he clued me in and he says, hey, you can use this holder for it, and boom, I've been doing that, and I'll tell you what, I haven't looked back since I've done that. That was one of the best things I've done. And I had the tablet. I had the whatchamacallit, Triple Tech. But you know, for me, the Triple Tech was too heavy. It was too heavy on that controller, and even with the lanyard on, it was just too dang heavy. I mean, it was great. It worked phenomenally, especially out in the sun. There was no problem with that. But I'll tell you what. But the other thing that I didn't like about it was I tried the screen recorder on it, and the screen recorder was kind of funky on it. And that's one of the things for me. That's a must-have. Okay, whether I have a tablet or a phone, that screen recorder records flawlessly, because in case I have, God forbid, I have an accident with my drone and I lose my drone, and I got to have some proof of what went on. For not only for me, but what if my insurance company asks for something like that? And I don't have that. I don't have that. Or and always, it always is good having that video, because it's for me. I absolutely love it, because you have all the telemetry, you have all the information, you know what's going on the whole time, and you have that great FPV view on it. So yeah, I mean, a good screen recorder is worth its weight in gold to me. But yeah, this price. Now, Lauren was talking like Dr. Ted asked a guess on a Fly More combo, and Lauren was guessing about $825 or so for something like that. But if it includes this, okay, on here, it's a game changer for me. I really think so. I really do.
Yeah, I agree, because I like using a tablet too at times when I'm really have a lot of time. But it's a pleasure when you're out in the field. And you go out with the smart controller and you just turn the drone and controller on. You don't have to hook any cables up. You don't have to attach the device, attach a tablet mount. You're just up in the air in seconds of whatever. With that kind of setup,
you can bet that thing's going to end up being compatible with the RC Pro. Especially, it'll end up with OcuSync with 03 in it. You can guarantee they're going to make it compatible with the RC Pro.
Something Matt brought up a good point, and I kind of wanted to jump on that, because DJI does not spend, and I've always said this since day one, since I've started the channel. DJI does not waste technology, okay? And the technology with this RC Pro, okay, they're not just going to use it for enterprise drones, okay? You'll see it on the Inspire 3, and it will trickle down. I know what their spokesman said in their statement and everything, but I'll tell you what, okay? This is a thinner, the RC Pro. If you take a look at it, if you watch Russ's video, okay, it is thinner than the normal smart controller, okay? I think it's much easier. The sticks are in a much better position on this than they are on the original smart controller in the second iteration of it. And the clarity on it, the look and the feel and everything on this RC Pro is a winner. And they invested a lot of money into it. And I think
I was referring to the RC Pro, the second iteration, not the RC Plus. The RC Plus is the big one.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the RC Pro that's compatible with the Mavic 3.
Yes.
The new one.
Yes.
The 5-inch screen. Yeah. That one will be compatible with the Mini 3.
Yeah.
Will end up being. Yeah.
And I think Bill, the new RC Pro with the big screen, that'll be compatible with DJI's whole enterprise line.
The enterprise line, yeah.
And the smart controller, I mean the RC Pro that came out with the Mavic 3, eventually, hopefully, that's compatible with all of DJI's consumer line of drones.
Consumer line, yeah.
Air 2S, Mini 3, Mavic 3, if there's a successor to the Air 2S, so they'll have
absolutely
controllers that'll control, but all consumer drone and then another controller for enterprise drone.
Enterprise.
That makes perfect sense from a manufacturing standpoint.
Absolutely.
They only have to concentrate 2 controllers. But the Mini 3, if it does come with a control with a built-in screen, I mean, anybody who's budget conscious enough to buy the Mini 3 because they have the money's not going to go out and pay the money for the RC Pro to work with it. The only people that are going to do that, somebody that has the Mavic 3.
Yeah, somebody that's got all the drones.
Is the Mini 3. They may use it, but if the only drone you own is the Mini 3, you're buying that because of the price. You're not spending another $12.99 for the RC Pro.
Absolutely.
I know one thing. I am just so happy and content with my iPad Mini 5. And I love flying with that. I don't like flying with the phone, my iPhone.
Nope.
I mean, if you forget your iPad Mini 5, you have to fly with the phone. But
yeah,
and I got to give Ron a lot of credit because he's the one that mentioned that on the affiliate Ron show way back when. And I went out and bought one right after they mentioned it.
For people like Captain Ray and Maddie who live in Florida and Bill too, you guys have more of a heat issue. The problem with using your phone is, Android phones I think are better, but the problem with using your iPhone is if you keep the case on it, it's going to overheat quickly in a warm environment and it's going to dim your screen. Now the iPad, the Mini 5, even the Mini 6, not that they're, they may have the same processing chip in, but they have more ways of relieving the heat. There's more holes in them. They're bigger. They relieve the heat inside the device easier than the phone does. So you don't have to worry about that dimming down as much as you do.
That's on the 5 and above, because I had a 4, and I don't know if I shared this with you guys. It shut down on me. Okay, it overheated.
I had the same issue. Yep.
And I'll tell you what, Ray, that was a scary time. But I was lucky because obviously I always keep the drone in sight, but I had it coming back on a return to home. And it was nice because even though I lost that view, I was still able to control it. I had no problem with that. But yeah, it just completely shut down on me.
And Bill, I'm not saying it won't happen on the 5, but what I'm saying, it won't happen as quickly as it will on the phone.
Right.
The 5 shut down on me. The 5 shut down on me 2 times since I've had it, and that was in the middle of the summer in Brooklyn when I was at those guys meetup. But it was a hot day, and I don't know. I think
there's a device, and I've seen it because a lot of private airplane pilots they use the Mini, and it's invaluable to them for just there's a whole host of an apps that they run. I follow a couple of private pilots channels on YouTube, and what they do is there's a device. It like has like 6 cooling fans behind it, and it keeps that thing cool all day long, and it doesn't draw a lot of current from it. Okay, it makes it's bulkier, but it works. Okay, it was specifically developed for private pilots, but a lot of guys, it's about $199. But if this is something that you really love, your Mini, going out there and flying with your drone, this is something that you should highly look into. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I wanted to talk about before we wrap up things tonight is I think I think the FCC information, I think this is imminent. I think it's going to drop any day now. And I think we're going to look at a mid to late April kind of release. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I hope so. I really do.
I think so. Yeah.
I really do. Hey, I'm actually gonna bounce out of here real quick.
Okay,
I start up in 10 minutes, so I want to get in there.
Okay,
everybody
for joining us tonight, Matt.
Show at 9:15.
Yep, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you, Bill. You got it.
Yeah.
I hope you're right too. I mean,
the sooner the better. That's how I look at it. The sooner it's released, the better.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing more leaks all the time, and what'll happen is when it won't, when C11 really comes on heavy with leaks, when he's really throwing out details, you're only days or weeks away, or a week or day away. When he throws out, at some point, he will throw out 95% of what this drone has.
Oh, absolutely.
Then it's coming real soon.
Yeah, and like I said, these leaks from a C11, they're not officially sanctioned by DJI, but they might as well be because they directly come from there.
I mean, remember we knew 95% of what was going to be in that drone about a week before.
A week before,
the leak. I don't think there was one mistake in his leaks.
Yeah, he's been. You know what? Since
that was Jasper Elwin's kind of got ahead of him on the Mavic 3, but Jasper's been a little quiet lately on the Mini 3.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from Jasper on this. He has been kind of quiet on the Mini 3.
When he leaks it, it's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming. And like I said, guys, you know, it's going to hit on the FCC database any day now. It will be out there. And, you know, and it's exciting because I think, you know, for the first time, I think a lot of people might realize after hearing us tonight and talking about it, you know, that being able to buy an all-in-one inclusive package. Okay. For example, I'll give you guys a real quick example here. A lot of radio control planes, they sell them as what they call RTF, ready to fly, meaning it has a controller, it has a battery, the servos are in it. All you got to do, quick put together, charge the battery, you're up in the air, you're ready to go. Okay. And this is the same kind of thing with the Mini 3, you know, having that built-in screen, having that app already, you know, built in there and ready to go. I mean, it's a real winner. And I'm really
let's talk about the 600-pound girl in the room too. If you know, we get remote ID what in the fall, November, it's somewhere later this year. If that hits, and it hits without any changes, and the bit important changes that anybody will be able to see where you are when you're flying, the Mini 3 will not require remote ID because of the 200 grams. So at that point, the Mini 3, which will already be selling quickly, will become the best-selling drone of all time. In note, you know, because a lot of people won't want to do have the remote ID, and they'll go right to the Mini 3.
That's a good point,
You're
Ron.
absolutely right. Yeah, Ron, you're absolutely right.
And it will sell like hotcakes. And one of the other things I wanted to say before we kind of wrap things up here is I think, and I mentioned this when I was on Drone Nation a couple of weeks ago, it's already here in the United States, okay? Because I know they.
I asked you, Bill. I said, "Well, all that the shutdown in China because of COVID,
COVID,
yeah." You said most of the units are the first round of units are already here, and we talked about if you want to, don't hesitate, because when that first round is going, then the delay may start.
Yeah, don't hesitate. If you want to buy this drone, you know, whenever it hits, if it's like at 10 a.m. in the morning or 9 p.m. at night or whatever, do it. Get out there. And I got to say this, and this was something that was really kind of funny. When the Mavic 3 hit, I think the announcement was like at 10 o'clock at night. It wasn't actually available for sale. I mean, you know, their video started at 10. It wasn't over till about 10:30. That's when it was available for sale, because I kept hitting refresh on a couple other browsers that I had, and it still was cycling. You know, it's not showing up. And then as soon as it was over, it was ready to go. It's ready to be able to buy it. So I mean,
and here's a key question. I'm glad you brought that up. And of course, the Mavic 3, it was available to buy online, but it was not in like Best Buy or Best Buy for weeks. Like I don't know how many weeks it took, but it wasn't soon. Here's the big question: will the Mini 3 be available online only when it comes out, or will it be in Best Buy the next day?
I think it's going to be in Best Buy, because
I hope it's in Best Buy. Yeah,
it's a price leader for them. It's their bestseller. It gets people into drones like never before. It's one of those things that, you know, you can't ignore it. You absolutely can't ignore it. It's going to have a big impact. It's going to be big sales. And, you know, it's going to be scooped up by a lot of people looking for a first drone. It's going to be a perfect first drone for them. It really will be. Having obstacle avoidance, having that built-in screen like that, it's going to be a real winner.
You know, when I'm flying, you know, and I'm sure when you guys are flying too, you get approached by different people. They come up, you know, and inevitably they say, "How much does it cost?" You know, and you tell them, you know, whatever drone you're flying. But then I also tell them, if you're thinking of getting involved with drones, buy the Mini 2 to get into drones. It's an easy drone. It's very, very inexpensive, and it flies great.
Absolutely. Well, look what our good friend Lauren said. More surprises coming. So that's why we all love Lauren, because he kind of gives us a sneak peek on things, and that's always kind of good. Plus, you need to get to be friends with him on Facebook and look at his pictures that he posts out there and videos. The man just does incredible work. He has putting a drone in his hands he's like an artist. Okay. And he just does fantastic work with that, Lauren. We greatly appreciate
Lauren down to the Florida Drone Meetup.
Yeah, we need to get you down here, Lauren. My goodness. Okay.
We're blowing up a little bit, huh? Get him out of his winter clothes for a couple days. You know, so yeah, it's too bad he couldn't got said Uncle Lauren to come down.
Ray, you have any closing thoughts for
make a little announcement, Bill? Captain Ray and I are doing a little mini meetup at one of our secret spots tomorrow morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
It's so secret. It's from this famous fishing pier on the East Coast here.
Ah,
yeah, definitely.
Oh, that sounds intriguing. I'm sure.
I think we're going to have a great day, Ron. No,
Ray, have you ever fished off the Juneau Fishing Pier?
Yes, yeah, I caught a couple of fish on that pier. Yes,
I saw it's only $1 to go out and look. If you're not a non-fisher, you can walk.
Right. You have to pay $1. Yeah, otherwise I think it's $3.
Three poles in with you.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, but Ray taught me a secret casting method the last time we were together. Would you call it a back cast?
Backflip. Yeah, back cast.
Backflip.
Wow.
Yeah. But maybe I'll bring a rod tomorrow, Ron. Well, I always have a rod in the back of my Tucson.
No, you should see when we were fishing with Ken Hoffbauer, man, Ray and Ken, they caught one this big.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, Ken did. Ken had an exceptional day that day. He really did. You know, and it was funny, Bill, because we were fishing on my boat right at the dock.
Didn't even go out. Nope. No. Not having to spend a dime for gas. There you go.
Yeah. But no, my closing thoughts, Bill, are just, I'm looking forward to the meetup, and I want to thank everybody for coming. It's not too late to come or make arrangements to come. Just come and show up. That's what happened last year. We had 15 to 20 people just show up that day. And
awesome.
It's going to be a good time. I got so many raffle prizes. There's so many different ones here, and it's much too late to start naming them. But
everybody's
a lot of good raffle prizes. People are going to go home.
Everybody's going to go home with something.
Yeah, right. I know. Hats, shirts, and it's just going to be a great time. And let me just tell everybody about the meet and greet on Friday night, 5 p.m. at the Stewart Bowl, and that's going to be a good time too. And thank you to Bill for getting that sponsorship. Where two lucky winners are going to get $50 gift cards, so they'll be able to drink and eat for free all night.
That tonight. But Bill, do you go or play pool or anything?
Oh, I back in the day, I used to be in Minnesota Fats.
Really?
I would tear people up. Okay, I got a real quick story here.
Interesting.
Real quick
story.
This is
going to be interesting.
My parents got a pool table when I was about 15 or 16 years old, and I would do my homework like right after I got home from school every night, because they said whatever free time you want, you can go downstairs and shoot pool. Okay, I would be down there 2 to 3 hours every night during the school year, practicing. I was good enough. Okay, I had my own case, I had my own cue, I had my own stick.
Really?
Okay, the whole 9 yards. I even wore a glove. Okay, I would. You know what? It was like my friends would play me. They would never let me. They would always want to go first, because if I would go first, a lot of times they never even got a chance. Okay, wow. I mean, I really was back in the day. I was that good. Fast forward, okay. I was in my, after I got divorced, I was dating a lot of women. It wasn't Valerie. So went out with this one woman to dinner, and she said afterwards, would you like to go shoot some pool? And I'm like, sure, why not? So I go out to shoot some pool. She cleans my clock. I mean, we play like 5 games. She toasts me. Okay. I barely got to hit the ball like 3 or 4 times. Boom, boom, boom. She's putting stuff in. And I was just like, and that was what I call a one-date wonder. It's like, I wonder why I went on one date. So yeah, that did not end too well, but it did end well because I ended up with Val. So Ron, you got any thoughts?
Just that, we're looking, I'm glad we got the Enterprise drone out of the way. That's out of the way, the controller. So now we can, focus in on the Mini 3, and, really looking forward to it. I mean, I'm perfectly happy with the Mini 2. It's not like I'm, I'm letting grass grow under me, whatever. The Mini 2 is still a great drone. The Mini 3 can come out. That won't denigrate the Mini 2 as being a fantastic drone for the price. So just looking forward to the meetup now. We're getting close. We're less than 2 weeks away. We're all going to be there. And, again, we Lauren keeps saying no, but hopefully there's a Mini 3 flying around that day, and yeah. And I know we had talked about this, and this is just going to be a preview, but how about that new Insta360 product that came out today?
I did talk about that tonight, Ron, and I am really impressed with what they did. And I'll tell you what, GoPro can learn a lesson from Insta360. Okay, they make a great series of cameras. I'm going to be getting a real small one that's going to work on my remote control planes and cars because it's self-contained. It has everything you need in it, and it also has audio. And I saw a clip of it and how it works, and it works great. And I'm going to get that instead of
that's what Marcus has.
Yeah, it will be. But I was looking at this camera, and this looks fantastic. I mean, and for their price point, I think it's reasonably priced. And if the video looks anything from what I saw from the previews, I think Insta360's got a real big winner on their hands.
I mean, I know we're trying to wrap up, but Potato Jet had the new one today. He put on an FPV drone, and he flew it on a cliff in California's palm trees. Man, he got some killer video with it.
I'm going to take a look at that.
I have to watch that.
Definitely going to take a look at that. For me, I want to thank you guys I want to thank Matt for being on tonight. I want to thank Ray for coming on, and and I also want a special shout out to Ray and Matt and everybody that's been doing work behind the scenes to make this drone meetup a success, which we know it will be. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you have any inkling or any hesitancy, go. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. Val and I are really looking forward to it. It's going to be a mini vacation for us. Going to get to see Ron, going to get to see Marcus. Hey, Ron, maybe Marcus can, since Marcus went out to that fancy steakhouse his brother took him to, maybe Ray, you can point us to a fancy steakhouse. Marcus can take us out there.
We're going to Duffy's on Saturday night,
Duffy's,
right?
Duffy's Saturday night dinner. Yeah, that's a good one. You guys will enjoy that.
That will definitely be good. I'll be looking forward to that.
Susan went the other night when she was with her girlfriends, and she said she loved it at Duffy's.
Oh, she did. All right, so she knows.
It's a chain, Bill. It's not just one Duffy's. They're all.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know. And that looked. And I've already looked at the menu. It looks fantastic. I can hardly wait for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Ron, as always, thank you for stopping by and sharing your wisdom. We greatly appreciate that. Marcus, hope you have safe travels home. I know you were in Vegas, and I know you had a great steak dinner last night, courtesy of your brother. So I hope that went well. And we wish everyone who's coming to the meet safe travels, of course. And I think it'll just be a great time. We can put everything else aside and just have some fun. Okay. Because that's the name of the game. Okay. Pull all our worries, all our cares aside, and just focus on having a great time and getting to rub shoulders with Captain Ray and Ron and Marcus and Johnny Droneflyer. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And Matt, doesn't get any better than that, guys.
Who knows, Bill? We may even take it to the secret spot.
I look forward to meeting you,
Bill.
What's that, Ron?
We may even take it to the secret spot.
I might find out the secret spot. Wow. Yeah. See, and I'm going to have to be, Captain Ray's former military here. So, I got to be sworn to secrecy on that.
Hey, real quick, Bill, what drone you bringing?
Mavic 3.
Yeah, you bring the big boy. Yeah, don't mess around.
I'm not gonna hesitate because I know.
Don't bring a lightweight.
I know because there are some days. When I started the show off, the weather's been better lately. I mean, it was 89 here today.
It has got better,
and the wind has been dying down, which is good. But
a little bit.
Know what it's like in Florida from the wind one day to the next. So that's why.
Don't bring the towel.
No. No. We're Mavic 3 all the way. Not even gonna hesitate. So want to wish everybody a great evening. Again, thank you all so much for stopping by. We really value your time. Mini 3's on its way. It's going to be here sooner rather than later. A lot of excitement about that. Thank you for sticking with us. We're running a little bit late tonight. Guys, catch Maddie later on. As always, guys, remember, it's a great day to fly. Take care.